What's good, baby? Yeah, it's time to go. Come and kick it with the host with the most mojo. Got the #1 daily podcast in the game. MC Matty Pace, I came to entertain. Your one-stop shop for everything dope. Make you laugh, make you think, and I'll even give you hope. So while you're laid back with your phone in your palm, subscribe and log on, MattyMoShow.com. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Matty Pace coming at you live from the Matty Mo Show, the host, the most mojo, kicking off an instructional video for you on how to make a podcast in just 8 easy steps. You know what I'm saying? That's right, ladies and gentlemen, how to make a podcast in just 8 easy steps. And believe it or not, it is that easy. Now, if this is, however, your first time tuning into the Matty Mo Show, thank you for lending me your ears and attention. Second off, if you don't already know who I am Matty Pace, the host, the most mojo of the #1 daily podcast out, the Matty Mo Show. Now, if you've never heard an episode before, have no fear, for the links are here and they are listed in the video description below, as well as the link to my website, MattyMoShow.com, where you can also subscribe and become a member, all for free, baby. That's right. You can also gain access to all my shows on over 12 different platforms, all my social media, video, blog posts, you name it, it's up there. There's even a dope little chat feature that you can hit me up on 24/7, 365. But now that that's out of the way, man, before I give you these 8 great steps that'll help make or build your podcast, I want to give you a little background about who I am and the show, especially if this is your first time tuning in. So I grew this daily podcast, which is now going on 900 episodes, man. That's 900 consecutive days straight. You know what I'm saying? We don't skip a beat around here, man. And this show has gone from a few listeners to a few thousand. And over the course of my 900 episodes, I have learned a whole lot. I have seen a whole lot. I have experienced success of different magnitudes, connected with a lot of great people, fans who are now friends, as well as podcasters, and I wouldn't change it for the world. But if I had these 8 steps that I'm about to share with you today, man, when I first started, ain't no telling where I'd be right now. You know what I'm saying? So if you're just starting out, man, you couldn't have picked a better time. I hope you enjoy the content. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on the little notification bell so you never miss another dope Matty Mo video again. But now that that's out of the way, without any further ado, let's jump into these 8 steps to help you make and grow your podcast. Starting off with step #1, how to record. Now, let me make this perfectly clear for everybody listening out there. You could have the best content. I'm talking the most fire material, be the most charismatic host out. If it sounds like you're talking into a paper bag, nobody, let me repeat, nobody except your mama is gonna want to listen to you. Trust me. So when I say invest in quality, I mean it. So that's my #1 thing. Invest in quality. Your microphone is your best friend. And the good thing about it is your best friend isn't that expensive. You can get a great mic on Amazon for about $40 or $50 that will suit you perfectly for your show needs. Now, don't get me wrong. There are a lot of different mics out, but we're keeping it simple here because if I were to get into it, it'd be like chemistry to an art major. You know what I'm saying? You just wouldn't understand it. So, man, my recommendation personally and what I use at my home setup, man, is a blue snowball mic. Now, for all of you that can see that right there, this is a beautiful mic. It's got a nice little tripod. You can set up and adjust the height a little bit. The ball moves around according to where you're projecting your voice. It even has a plug-in, which I recommend a USB mic, especially if you're just starting out. No matter what, man, the USB hardwire is great because it will go directly into your laptop and also get an attachment for it that can plug into your phone if you're a big fan of recording videos. So even those on your phone will sound super professional, man, and it's a really great thing to have. That's a Snowball Blue mic, and once again, they go for about $40 or $50 on Amazon. Trust me when I tell you, it is worth every cent. The next part of this is the audio program. How to record, because like I said, a lot of people record through their phones. It sounds awful. Let me tell you something, man. GarageBand, in my personal experience, is the best, most user-friendly program out. I do all my recording at home through GarageBand. It is absolutely dope. It's user-friendly, and it really costs nothing, man, especially if you have a Mac. So go get that. You got the Snowball Blue mic. You got the GarageBand. All you need is you, your dope content and ideas, and the rest is history. Now for step number 2, what should you name your show and talk about? Now, the name of your show should reflect what you talk about. So, for instance, I'm not going to name my show Bright Fuzzy Lovey Dovey and talk about murder mystery. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't work. It doesn't coincide. So, you want what you talk about to show in the name. For instance, there's a podcast out called Spittin' Chicklets, which is a really good hockey podcast. If you know anything about hockey, back in the day when their teeth got knocked out, they used to try to replace them with chiclets. It's a funny little spin, so you know what you're getting into kind of before you actually tune into the show. Same with the Joe Rogan Experience. You are experiencing Joe Rogan, everything about him, his personality, his thoughts, his ideas, and it says that in the title. Now, for me, I can't say it was as easy because the first 2 episodes I created were called the Matty Motivation Experience because I do some motivational speaking on the side. But I was lucky enough to find out at the 3rd episode that that's not exactly where I wanted to take the show. So I changed the name. I cut down motivation to Mo, and that's when I birthed the Matty Mo Show. And I feel that the topics shared in that, they incorporate some motivation, they incorporate me as an individual, and it's just a lot of fun, and the name is a little more jumpy and a little more charismatic, which in turn is exactly who I am. So keep in mind, man, your show title should reflect on what you like to talk about, and it's okay if you end up having to change it along the way, man. After all, this is all one big learning process, so don't get too down on yourself if you find it difficult to find a name at first. Just try to find something and run with it. Now for step number 3, branding your show. Now, branding your show is a really clutch thing to do, man, with a logo, maybe with a little catchphrase, like for instance, mine is the host, the most mojo, a catchy little intro tune to introduce all of your shows, man. Those things are essential, especially the logo. Branding your show, you want your logo to kind of speak for itself without you having to say anything. So if you take a look at my logo, for instance, it says all the words. It has some cool different emojis and smiley faces and, thinking and things like that. So you're getting a whole bunch of different stuff. Think about it like this. Nike, you can just see the check and know that it's Nike. You don't even have to see the words Nike. Adidas, all you have to do is see the 3 little lines and you know that that's Adidas. The same thing should be introduced to your show. And the beauty about it is that creating a logo and the music or anything like that does not cost a lot of money. For instance, I got my logo from a local artist trying to grow his brand and portfolio, and he sold me a couple logos for $75, which was absolutely phenomenal, and I use them every day. And one more time, like I said in step number 1, invest in quality. All right, have something fun, have something entertaining, and don't be afraid to spend a little more cash on it unless you can create it yourself, which ultimately would be the best route. Now on to step number 4, how to grow your podcast. Now this right here, man, is so important because the more platforms that your show is on, the more likely you are to gain a larger audience. And if you're trying to gain thousands of listeners like myself, then you should use Anchor.fm. That is the best site, hands down, that'll plug you into 12 plus platforms all for free. And a great thing about using Anchor.fm is that you can record through the app. They have a catalog of different background music and sound effects. You can connect with other shows and you can really build your brand a lot better through that site all for free. And you can even potentially make money through monetizing your station, which is a whole different thing that you can catch if you download Anchor.fm all for free. Once again, man, they'll put your show out on 12 plus different platforms, and it will be the best decision that you could possibly make. I have turned a lot of people onto it, and they definitely do not regret it. Trust me on that. Another thing that you could invest in is your own website. Once you get your show title down, once you know everything's Gucci with that, next up, man, you should definitely get your own website. Make sure the domain name is available. That way there's no copyright infringement or anything like that. and then start promoting your website through your show, which will be promoted through 12 different platforms if you choose to use Anchor.fm. But once again, man, if you want to be heard, you want to get your name out there, you want to cover all platforms that you can, and Anchor.fm is definitely a great way to get you started and to keep moving. Now it's time to feel fine with step number 5, baby. Why? Because this one is a real important one and a question that I have gotten asked a lot since creating and building my platform, which is how often should you record? Now, first off, I want to make this clear. There is no such thing as too much content. And whether you choose to record through video, strictly audio, only do video every now and again, whether it's once a month, twice a month, every day of the week like myself, do what you're most comfortable with and what fits your schedule. Don't bite off more than you can chew, and understand that things may change as your show goes on. So maybe you only do a couple days a week and want to start doing more. You can always do that, because after all, man, it's your show. You're the captain of the ship. You steer the boat and tell it where to go. At the end of the day, how often you should record should really reflect your personal feelings towards recording, how passionate you are about it, and how much time you can designate towards it in any given week or month. But just remember, there's no such thing as too much content. Trust me. And now on to step number 6. Yes. And now on to step number 6, baby. That's right, step number 6. And I cannot stress this enough. Do not try to be someone or something that you are not. The most important thing and the best thing that you could ever be in your show, for your audience, for yourself, is yourself. Don't ever try to be what people want you to be. Be who you are, because who you are is going to carry far and wide over the speakers. So number 6, one more time, man, I can't stress this enough. Always be yourself. Trust me on that. And now on to step number 7, baby. That's going to take you right to heaven. I'm saying? I can't believe we almost at 8. How to gain support and a following. Now, besides putting your content out there in the world, like I suggested using Anchor.fm, another great way to gain support and followers is to support other shows and people. You ever heard that term, you have to show love to get love? Well, that is very true, especially when you are trying to build your own platform. But do not make it fake love, man, because that is really quick to be found out by a lot of individuals, and you do not want to be known as the fake person who just does something to gain self-recognition. Trust me, it's not a good look, and it will have a negative impact and effect on you and your content. And to gain a bigger following, like I said, you need to interact with your listeners and your fans of your show, whether you have 1, 2, 200, 2,000, or 2 million. It is important for you to interact and to try to connect with these people who take the time out of their day to listen to you. So come up with some fun ideas, maybe some cool giveaways, maybe even a live show here and there where people can come on and interact with you via the live video and join in, because people want to be made to feel a part of something, not just an outsider looking in. So that's a really big one. Step number 7, how to gain a bigger following and more support. Baby, we made it to step number 8. You know what I'm saying? Let the spirit fingers go, baby, because this one is the most important one that I could tell anyone out there that is trying to create a podcast, man. Have fun. Especially if you want to blow up and make it big. Understand first and foremost that all great things come with time, patience, and you gotta have faith, man. Nothing happens overnight. Another thing is to remain consistent, because understand that as soon as you start slacking, man, you give someone else the opportunity to take your position. But if you enjoy what you do, it'll definitely be felt throughout your show, your voice, your topics. The people will love it. So most importantly, like I said, man, step number 8 out of all 8 steps, have fun. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, your instructional video on how to make a podcast using 8 easy steps. You know what I'm saying? I hope you enjoyed the video and the content. Thank you so much once again for stopping by and rocking out with me. If you know someone that could benefit from this video, please, once again, don't hesitate to share it with them, because we're all here to help each other out and to help each other grow. So thank you so much for tuning in. I truly appreciate it. One more time, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button, turn on the little notification bell, and you'll never miss another Matty Mo video ever again, baby. You know what I'm saying? And we do this often, but thank you so much, and make sure you check back in with me next week, where I'm going to do a part 2 video entitled How to Do an Interview, where I think a lot of people are definitely going to need to listen to this, because I've heard a lot of shows out there, man, and to be quite honest, I think more of us need to hear this stuff than we think. But anyways, man, like I said, subscribe, notification bell. Thank you so much for giving me your time, lending me your ears and attention, and I hope you enjoyed. But other than that, man, this is Matty Pace coming at you live from the Matty Mo Show, the host, the most mojo, saying one life, one love, I'm out.